Welcome back to another crypto news video. Just checking back in. We're on CoinDesk again, seeing what's going on in the world of crypto. We've got a story here. It says U.S. enforcement chief behind the CFTC crypto cases exits before Trump arrives. Ian McGinley, the enforcement director of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, is stepping down days before President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. Nice. The enforcement director, Ian McGinley, is leaving the Commodity Futures Trading Commission in a week, ending a relatively short tenure that saw some high-profile crypto cases. He arrived at the agency in February 2023, a month before the CFTC sued Binance, and then CEO Changpeng Zhao, I hope I said that correct, for violating U.S. commodities laws. During his tenure, he also oversaw the conclusion of the enforcement work against Collapse Global Platform, FTX, which he characterized as the largest recovery of dollars for victims in the CFTC history. The agency has since pursued actions against KuCoin. Now, let me stop there. I used to be able to move money on KuCoin and get assets. They nipped that in the butt. United States, you can't get access to that, so you can't go there. That's over. It's been over for a while, but that's interesting, right? They nipped that in the butt. And Falcon Labs, among other projects, in a 2023 speech, McGinley addressed the agency's special focus on digital assets, saying the CFTC has risen to the challenge in a remarkable fashion. In a statement announcing his January 17th departure, establishing the CFTC as a premier law enforcement agency for digital asset enforcement, CFTC, digital asset enforcement, was listed first among the priorities of his tenure. The CFTC's cousin agency, right, look at that, agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, right? Everybody knows that. Oh, Gary Gensler, yeah, SEC, usually gets more attention and industry criticism for its crypto enforcement work. Yeah, they ran, quote unquote, XRP through the ringer, even though we already knew what time it was and whatever. Yeah, that's what they're known for. SEC's biggest thing now will always be in history, running Ripple through the ringer for XRP. All right, both have pursued dozens of major cases. McGinley's departure opens a path for Republicans to redirect the agency's enforcement work. When a Trump appointee takes over the chairmanship, Trump's transition crew has reportedly eyed a long list of potential CFTC chiefs, but hasn't pulled the trigger as quickly as it did on the marquee opening atop a Securities Exchange Commission. However, if crypto legislation makes headway in 2025, the CFTC could overtake the SEC as the dominant agency overseeing U.S. digital asset markets, as it should. U.S. digital asset market. Sitting Republican commissioners Caroline Pham and Summer Messenger have been touted as potential candidates for the almost open chairmanship, alongside former Commission Brian Quintes, currently head of policy at a 16Z Crypto. All right, so pretty cool information there. As far as we are definitely going to be going pro crypto, and we can see here the moves being made. This guy done stepped down, and we're seeing this new stage being set for the next big step for the United States. The United States, which will be taking the lead in the crypto market, or the crypto world. Moving along. Biden's consumer watchdog pushes for last-minute stablecoin rule. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau proposed a crypto rule just days before Donald Trump takes the White House and can name a new agency head. As crypto fan Donald Trump prepares to take the reins of the government, the United States Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has pitched new regulations that would have a significant impact on stablecoin issuers. Now, we all know, look, come on. Ripple just stepped in the game with their RLUSD. Trump said that XRP, being one of the United States cryptocurrency deployers, would be tax-free. You know, so you think about this stuff happening, you say to yourself, could it be related? Speculation, not sure. But it goes on to say, they pitched the new regulations that would have a significant impact on stablecoin issuers and wallet providers, though the proposal's future remains in question. The CFPB took the first procedural step to open a proposal to public comment on Friday that would set up a framework to apply the Electronic Fund Transfer Act. The Electronic Fund Transfer Act. We're going to look into that. To virtual wallets and stable coins, the digital tokens tied to the value of a steady asset, commonly the United States dollar. While that has heavy implications to the way U.S. stablecoin firms and crypto wallet providers would do business, it's a preliminary stage with Trump about to arrive at the White House with the power to appoint a new CFPB chief. Now, before we go any further, this takes us to the Electronic Fund Transfer Act. The Electronic Fund Transfer Act, EFTA 15 U.S.C. 1693 of 1978, is intended to protect individual consumers engaging in electronic fund transfers. EFT services includes transfers through automated teller machines, point-of-sale terminals. All right. These are the point of sales that you find in convenience stores, grocery stores, so on and so forth. You put your card to it, slide your card in it, cross it, tap it, roll it, all that crap. Automated clearinghouse systems, right? Telephone bill payment plans in which periodic or reoccurring transfers are contemplated, and remote banking programs. The Federal Reserve Board implements EFTA through Regulation E, which includes an official staff commentary. The Electronic Signatures and Global and National Commerce Act, the e-Sign Act, well, we all know e-Sign, we've all used it, became effective October 1st, 2000, and allows electronic documents and signatures to have the same validity as a paper document, and handwritten signatures. Disclosure in consumer transactions provide an electric form would satisfy Regulation E's written disclosure requirement only if financial institutions received proper consent under the e-Sign Act. If a financial institution provides disclosures in both paper and electronic form, the paper form can be used to meet the disclosure requirements, and e-sign consent is not required. The board issued final rules for the electronic delivery of disclosure required under Regulation E on December 10th, 2007. To help give clarity and a broad understanding of the requirements on Regulation E, the following background does not strictly follow the order of regulatory text and is arranged in the following order: the scope, disclosure, and issuance of access devices, consumer liability and error resolution, receipts, periodic treatment. Okay. We've got key definitions. Payroll card account does not include a card used. ATM operator, electronic funds transfer, electronic terminals, pre-authorized. Okay. All right. So the CFPB took the first procedural step to open a proposal to public comment on Friday, which would set up a framework to apply this. They want to apply this to the crypto space, and it's okay. There needs to be regulation on the crypto space. This is a lot to read through, but let's not act like we don't need to read through it. It's 34 pages. Will I be able to get all this read through? No. Will I try to? Well, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. All you have to do is screenshot right now. Screenshot this. And you can follow this directly across. You can follow this directly across to the actual documents, but hold right there. All right, so we see here, you can just follow this here and get straight to these documents and see what they're trying to apply. You got here fees. A financial institution must disclose all fees for EFTs or for the right to make EFTs, right? Transfers, electronic transfers, right? Other fees, for example, minimum balance fees, stop payment fees, account overdrafts, ATM inquiry fees. So all they're trying to do is pretty much ask you, should they apply these protections to virtual wallets and stable coins. And yes, I think you want to know the fees when you do a transaction. I think you're going to see the fees anyway, but this just means that you're protected in all these point of sales. Let's go back. Where is it at? Where we saw point of sales machines. Where did we see that? We saw it and we were like, ooh, there. Framework, business, agency, unlikely. I don't remember where we saw it, but I know. Oh, it was here. Point of sales machine, and so on and so forth. So. All right, let me break this down. All right, so in the crypto space, when you go into a store, what is it? Verifone, 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Had to, by the end of business, December, whatever it was at the time, had to have all of their point of sales machines ready to accept cryptocurrency payment. And I remember, I've got videos on this, just go to past videos and you'll probably see it there. I don't know which video it is. I have to go look it up. But it was important because they were making sure that the point of sales machines could accept crypto payments, and it had to be done by the end of business that year. And I remember going into stores and seeing all these new Verifone machines popping up. I remember the old ones, and then I saw these new ones. I was like, oh, wow, this is a new Verifone machine. I wonder if this is a part of that implementation. Like, is this what that was? So, yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's clearly what it was, right? So they want to protect the public. And so I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. It says, unlike other agency heads, such as those Security Exchange, the Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFPB Director Rohit Chopra appears unlikely to step down voluntarily. Since the agency's creation after the 2008 global financial meltdown, its leaders have often occupied a more aggressive posture than other regulators, and Republican lawmakers have actively sought to weaken the CFPB's powers. In 2020, the Supreme Court confirmed the president can fire and replace the director at will, power Trump is expected to exercise. This last-minute regulatory effort would have to survive the arrival of Trump-appointed leader before it could be finalized and put into effect. Even if there were a final rule, the Republican-led Congress would have a chance to erase it with its Congressional Review Act authority. Were it to survive, the regulation as proposed and now open for a public comment period looks at stable coins as a payment mechanism. This is important. The CFPB is telling you that stable coins are a payment mechanism, as if you didn't know this. It is stable. Nobody wants payment in XRP, Bitcoin, XLM. Nobody wants that. Those things fluctuate greatly. You can look at the market. Look at the markets right now. The market dropped to 3 point something. We're way down in the market. Nobody wants a non-stable. They want a stable coin. So they want a USDC, PayPal stable coin, RLUSD. I'm not sure about Tether, but yeah, people accept Tether. Long transaction period, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, people don't even want a Bitcoin payment. Let's be real. Like, if you're going to pay for something in the store, you really don't want a Bitcoin payment, because that thing loses value like in a moment. But that stable coin, look at this. So while everybody's watching the rest of the market and the crazy stuff going on, it's all about that stable coin. It's all about the stable coin. It's a payment mechanism. The existing law's reference to funds should include stable coins, the proposal suggests, and it could arguably also include other more volatile cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin. It could. right? So they're talking about making law, right? Making those laws apply to this. Now, I don't think you should be making Bitcoin payments on anything because that's volatile. But it could, as you see, it could arguably also include other more volatile cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Not that it would, but we're talking about the Electronic Funds Transfer Act being applied to stable coins, right? Stable coins, because they're a payment mechanism. Yes, people accept Bitcoin for payment, but it's not really logical. It's not really logical to accept Bitcoin for a payment. Like, it's not for a business to do that. A business has to have stability. A bank has to have stability. Institutions have to have stability. So this is not logical for banks, institutions, and businesses. It's logical for common people that don't care, right? But not business. All right. But anyways, under this interpretation, the term funds would include stable coins, right? As well as any other similarly situated fungible asset that either operate as a medium of exchange, right? Which a lot of cryptos do that, or as a means of paying for goods or services, the proposal stated. So that's broad, like that's really broad, because you can take a cryptocurrency and pay for a good or service because they all have value. They're assets. Now, are they the equivalent to what currency is? That's a different definition. And now we're going back to where they had that whole thing about the Howey test and all that other stuff. Like, what are you? Are you a security or are you actually a currency, right? So then this would be, now in an easy way to see this, you can go to something like Uphold, and Uphold has these coins divided based on their understanding, and you can see they have AI coins, different, the coins are labeled in groups, and you can invest in them that way. So check out Uphold, and you'll get a better, clear understanding of which currencies are what. But stable coins are literally a medium of exchange. They're based off of a stable asset that gives them their stable value, whether it's bonds, stock bonds, debt bonds, actual currency like dollars or whatever. And any country can do that. If you were in Mexico and you had Mexican pesos backing a stable coin in Mexico, then that would be the equivalent of a medium of exchange or currency, right? But anyways, let's continue. It additionally said the law's reach into financial accounts should include virtual currency wallets, right? In the digital world, digital space, that can be used to buy goods and services. Look at this. Your digital wallet will be used. It will, not can, it will be used to buy goods and services or to make person-to-person transfers. Now, if you're in the crypto space, we already know what it is to send somebody money with your crypto wallet. That's lickety-splickety-split. We do it no problem. We do it all the time. We already knew this. But what we were waiting for, right, was the businesses to be able to accept this. Now, in order for the businesses to accept this, I guarantee you this is going to be brought out there. They're going to implement this. It makes sense. I'm just saying that they implement this to your wallet, because your wallet will have what? Your wallet will have stable coins. And what do you mean by this? All right, let's break it down one more time. So you're going to go to an exchange. That's going to be your KYC. And we'll use, for example, commonly known Coinbase. Not that I'd use this one, but for the sake of understanding, you'll go to Coinbase, you'll attach your debit card to it. You'll then make an exchange from your debit account, bank account, over to Coinbase, in which case you might buy a stable coin. Let's say you buy $250 worth of stable coins, and then you're going to pay a fee, and this is where this comes in. Check it out. So when you go to Coinbase, they charge you a fee. And they let you know it. They tell you in the process, you're going to pay this transaction, you're going to pay this, these are the fees. So you say, okay, I'm buying $250 worth, but you're not going to get $250 worth because of the fees. And they show it to you before you do the process. So you might end up getting $233. Okay. This is what this is for. Okay. If they connect this Electronic Fund Transfer Act to the wallet as well as the exchanges, which they need to do, then all of these things are forced to show you. That means the app you use, if you're using, all right, so let's deal with the Coinbase. So you go to Coinbase, you make that exchange. It tells you your $250 is coming into our exchange. You're going to get $233 worth of USDC. Now, you're going to take that USDC and you're going to move it to your wallet. Hence, that makes you essentially like technically you can become your own bank at this point, especially if you're growing money. But at this point, your wallet is housing your what is the word I'm looking for? Your currency, your means of payment, right? Your currency. Stable coins are just currency. They're not an investment. They're not making you money. They're just for payment. It's your payment mechanism. So you get your payment mechanism into your wallet. So your wallet can be a payment mechanism and it can be a bank. It can grow money. All right. And you can loan money, especially when you get into DeFi, which is in wallets, but that's a whole nother conversation. Not DeFi, the DEXs. Come on, what is it? Where you can, these wallets will allow you to hold, like you can hold your stablecoin in these wallets, and they'll pay you if you let your stablecoin sit in the wallet. They'll pay you if you loan it to them, which is what a bank essentially does, is loans out money. Hence, you can become a bank as well, and they'll pay you interest, right? Like Coinbase wallet's known for it. There's a bunch of wallets that do it. And usually it's a stable coin and a few other assets. But the purpose of this is them using the Electronic Funds Transfer Act and applying it to the wallet and possibly the exchange too. But definitely the wallet. So you get this stuff into your wallet. And now when you go to a store and you make a payment, the store's machine has to show you, right, via, if they implement this, the taxes and everything else you're being charged for just the process. Because listen, banks, they all want to get their piece of the pie. It's going to be a smaller amount, right? It's going to be tiny, but they all want to get their piece of the pie for the transactions. So this is the important part of why this stablecoin wallets and so on and so forth are the future, and it's coming rapidly. Because to see this now tells me that, what did it say? Let's go to the beginning. Biden's consumer watchdog pushes for last minute stablecoin rule. Last minute, while they're in office, pushing to get this passed, right? To put this onto the wallets. What did it say? The wallets and what else? Let's get it back what they said. New regulations, stablecoin issuers, wallet providers. The stablecoin issuer is an exchange. That's an exchange. All right. If you're in the space, you should know that the stablecoin issuer is the exchange. Also, a wallet provider. I've explained to you, you can go to the LBSTR wallet, the Lobster wallet. You can bring your Stellar Lumens into that wallet, and then you can convert directly from that wallet to USDC that runs on the Stellar Lumens XLM network, which is the instantaneous transaction. So from that wallet, you'll then go into a store, scan the QR code, make a purchase in that stablecoin. You talking about major. You talking about major, right? All right, we're getting long with it. Where are we at? Oh my goodness, let's zoom through this so we can go ahead and end it. All right, 2020 Supreme Court confirmed the president can fire and replace last minute word to survive regulation. In addition, says the laws reaching financial accounts should include virtual currency wallets that can be used to buy goods and services or make person-to-person transfers. Specifically if they're being used for retail transactions. You see this? This is major. Let's do this one more time. Look at this. Look at this. This is major. It additionally said the law's reach into financial accounts should include virtual currency wallets that can be used to buy goods and services or make person-to-person transfers, specifically if they're being used for retail transactions and not the buying and selling of securities or commodities. All right. We're talking stablecoin. We're only talking stablecoin, okay? That's all this is about. Stablecoin is about to be in your face. That's why we just saw RLUSD come out the gate. They just bust out the gate. We're seeing all this attack on Tether. Why? Because of this right here. This is coming down the pipeline. This is rolling. Institutions who provide such accounts would fall under regulatory requirements to make consumer disclosures and provide protections. Make consumer disclosures. Electronic Funds Transfer Act. And provide protections against unauthorized transactions and the ability to cancel improper transfers, right? Now we're talking about Ripple, right? You got somebody to approach with Ripple, right? That's a centralized setup, Ripple's XRP. Cancel improper transfers, okay? Now, in order for this to happen, to cancel improper transfers, you have to have a way to get in and out of that. I don't know, but I think if anybody had the ability to do this, it would probably be the Ripple network. I could be wrong. I'm just saying. This is starting to the pieces are starting to come together. I'm just saying, do the research. Let's figure this one out. Those government demands could run afoul of the way crypto operations are often set up, such as in decentralized finance, right, DeFi, as person-to-person platforms without outside interference or with wallet technology provided for use to run themselves. All right. So decentralized means there's nobody to contact when you have to cancel an improper transfer, right? There's nobody. That means there's no door to go in and say, we need to backpedal this transaction. This was incorrect. And only when it has to do with retail transactions. We're talking about Electronic Fund Transfer Acts. These are consumer protections. All right. These are consumer protections. These protections are for, look at that, magnetic tape or other devices used internally for financial institutions to initiate electronic transfers. Well, what is a QR code? The same thing. Payroll card accounts, checking and savings, consumer asset accounts held by financial institutions. Listen, we're talking about financial institutions. What are you talking about? Listen. Institutional grade finance, right? We're talking institutions to initiate electronic transfers, specifically if they're being used for retail transactions, right? Now, this is not for the buying and selling of securities and commodities. There's something else for that, CFTC and possibly the SEC, right? That's what that's for. But here with the stable coins, we need to be able to have that back door to cancel improper transfers. All right. It says DeFi, it won't work with DeFi. It's not. So DeFi is not going to make the cut. DeFi is not going to make the cut. You're going to need institutional grade, right? Do we need to go through some of those current cryptocurrencies that already operate in that system, right? The CFPB's proposal today extends the EFTA protections to non-bank digital payment mechanisms. Non-bank. You're not a bank, but you're a payment mechanism, right? A wallet or an exchange. Dennis Keller, the group's president, said in a statement that would not only protect consumers, right? The Electronic Funds Transfer Act, but also level the playing field among digital payment mechanisms. They're talking about Visa. Well, why do you say they're talking about Visa? Visa's been in the news for cheating people. What do you mean? Charging outrageous fees, especially with credit card payments, making people more poor every day. What are you saying? I'm saying level the playing field among digital payment mechanisms. Whether involving a bank, checking, or savings account, or another consumer asset account, such as those used by crypto and video game firms. Right. So you get extra fees and all this other stuff, and you have to go through, most of us go through Visa. Some of us might have some MasterCard cards, but most of our banks are using Visa. And we get all these charges attached to it, and that's what this is for, telling us what we're being charged for. But you can see here clearly they're telling you, hey man, this is going to level the playing field among digital payment mechanisms. And if you want to know, again, the different mechanisms, look at this. federalreserve.gov/board docs, DOCS. /CA letters /2008 /0807 /08-07 attachment.pdf. If you heard that, you can type it in and you can see what the protections really are. It goes on to say, the Cato Institution's Jack Soloway, policy analyst at the conservative think tank, countered in a post on social media site X that the CFPB's arguments for this rule are embarrassingly conclusory, without even dealing with decentralized ledgers and self-hosted wallets. Those things aren't going to fly. Don't get your hopes up high. Bill Hughes, director of global regulatory matters at Consensus, the Ethereum development company, also railed against the move on X, suggesting add this to the list of law by decree problems that need to be fixed. That's cool and all, but DeFi has, you can get away with too much with DeFi. And countries, institutions and banks will never want to deal with DeFi. They don't want to deal with it because they have a lot of responsibility, and just the sheer possibilities of all things that can go wrong with DeFi. And there's no institution, no bank, no business is going to deal in DeFi. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. I don't even really care. But why would you want to deal in that? Why would you want to deal in DeFi? If something goes wrong, what do you do? Oh, well, you should know what you're doing. That's great. If something goes wrong, what do you do? Right? Don't get into space if you don't know. That's crazy. If something goes wrong, what do you do? Right? That's my point. That makes the most sense ever. So I can't see institutions, banks, businesses dealing in anything but stable coins. Okay? You might not like it. Doesn't matter. That's just business. And business isn't personal. Business is just business. Nothing personal there. It's just business. And as you're doing business, you want to do business where if anything happens, you know where to go. All right? It is what it is. This was a long video. I'll catch you on the next one.